Hi, I'm Manda. I'm a gardener and garden designer, and I live in London. Maybe some of you have seen the recent videos we've put up about the heath, the wild woods. But today, I'd like to actually do some practical gardening. This is the garden. It's a big mess. I should have cut it down a while ago, probably November. But the weather's been so warm in London that things kept growing. And I didn't want to cut them and then for them to be hit by a frost. Very cold weather. But I do have to cut the garden down. And after that, I will put down a very nice bed of compost on top of it, which is like saying good night, go to sleep. I'll see you again in March. Okay, so let me show you a few things I'm going to cut. Today's not so cold, so I'm going to put on my gardening gloves instead of these. There we are. This is called Anenome Japonica. The first thing I need to cut down are these very tall plants here, which are called Anenome Japonica. This is the new growth coming up here, and the very tiny baby ones are right down there. I'm going to take this big one right down to the ground, like that. This time I'm going to put it in a bag and take it to the recycling centre. But this year I'm also going to build a proper compost bin for myself for this garden. And then I'll chop this finally and make it into compost. But for now, I'll just leave it there. This is amazing. This is flowering already. This is called Helleborus corsicus. It's really, I think it's wonderful. I love the colour. The weather's so mild. It's flowering now. I would expect this normally a little bit later. You see here, this has maybe a virus. So I'm going to cut those leaves off so it doesn't spread, and to literally tidy it like that. This is the Geranium Rozanne. So I'm just going to gently pull it with my hands, just the dead, like that. And then, again, if you look closely here, you can see the baby, the new growth here. See the little ones here? They're coming up. I'm just going to cut this away so the baby, the new growth for this year, has a chance to come up. So here, I'm just going to cut it like that. Like that. Like that. Here you can see now more clearly the little tiny ones. And this is a very, very good plant. I think I've talked about it in an earlier video, how easy it is to grow and how amazing the flowers are for so long. This plant here, this is called Alchemilla Mollis. And you can see this year's growth is just here. So I want to be careful, protect that, but I want to get rid of the dead here. Quite carefully, I'm going to just cut these off. Like that. The weather's been so mild, not cold at all. And I will put down, once I've tidied everything, I was saying I'll put down the compost, which hopefully will protect them all if there is a frost, if we have very cold weather. All around will help protect. When you start clearing it, you can see other things like these little flowers, which will come up later, so I need to look after them. A few roses in the garden, and you can see it's really much too big now and it's time to be pruned. What I want to do is probably cut it at least by half, and also I want to make it a shape, we call it like a glass vase, going like that, always going to the outside and getting rid of, for example, all the very small little ones. They're not going to do much here. But the first rule when you're doing roses is, we call it the 3 Ds. It's dead, diseased, dying. You want to get rid of all of that first, and then all the little spindly bits, because you don't want energy going into those. You want it in the main body. So, first of all, looking for any dead or diseased. This bit here, we don't want. So I'm going to cut below that. And you want to always cut to what we call a bud. When you look, can you see there? A little bud. So I'm going to cut just above it, like that. Nice, hard, quick cut like that. So that's quite a lot gone already. like that. And I will just go round doing that. So this one, looking for an outside bud, probably there, go there, that. You see what's happened here is the two stems have crossed over. And this stem, I don't want, it's because it's going in, really. So I'm actually going to cut that to there. It'll make it grow this way. By pressing here, it's caused damage. That's one of the D's. So again, I'm going to have to cut this probably to there. It's a bit low. I may need bigger cutters. Let's try. No, that's okay. Whoa, take that right off. So, whoops. It's brown colour. This is damage. We don't want that. It will hurt the rest of the rose. So I'm going to take it to there just for now. This is, you can see, is a very nice, strong stem, but it's going like that. So I'll take this one, cutting like that. So that will all come off. The weather's so mild and not very cold that it's been flowering quite a lot, but it's time. We call them hips, and they go red. So I've left this for quite a long time, and amazingly, look, again, it's just about to flower. So but I need to prune it to make it have a nice shape and give it more strength. But this is the rose that I've cut quite a lot. You can see over there how much I've taken off already. And the plan is to make it very open so air can come in. I do have to prune this, but you can have the roses. So, just for now, there you are. One. Where's that one? Let's cut that one. Say to there. Two. And this one. There you are. 2 roses. I can see, for example, this is a big weed. Don't want this. Let's take it out. Hear it. When you cut down the plants, the herbaceous plants, what you also show is where the weeds are and the plants you don't want. So it's a good time to dig them out. So for example here, this is this wild strawberry. I don't want it here, so I'm going to dig it out now. Like that. This gives out. Oh, you can see all the white roots. So many. It's still going to take me quite a long time to cut the garden down, but I'm just going to put the mulch over here and some gravel just to show you what it should look like. If I want to go a little bit further up. Thanks.
老了，抬不动。Where?
Just there.
Just there. Okay. Okay. Man. Okay.
And he's a very good friend as well. Harry. And Terry.
Yes. Harry. Yes.
Terry.
就这点东西我都站不住了。A bit heavy. When this garden is really full of lots of flowers, a lot of them spill over onto the path, and I like that, but it's quite good to have one definite path. This one here, for example, it looks like a weed, but actually it's a really pretty flower called Erigeron, and has lovely white, pinky flowers. So leave that, and that's growing in the path. So I like that.